The Women's World Cup finale at Sochi in Russia. The Viessmann FIBT season comes to an end as we get ready for the final race of the year here at the Olympic track. 365 days after the gold medals were handed out here in Sochi for the Olympic Games, we return with World Cup racing. Hello everybody, I'm Martin Haven, alongside me John Morgan, getting ready for the start here of the first of two heats on this fabulous winter facility.
It's a great track. Everybody loves it. Safe. Tough to get down fast. 1,500 meters in length. And the curves just keep coming at you. The athletes really are struggling. A lot of new athletes in the field. Almost 8 or 9 athletes of the 17 in today's race. First time here. They've only had 6 practice trips on it. Alina Nikitina is in the competition. And she's been doing very well the last couple of weeks.
And she, as the Olympic champion, returns here exactly 12 months to the day after she took the gold medal for 2 more runs down this track. She's also looking to try and claim the Crystal Globe as the World Cup champion, a feat she managed last year. Janine Flock of Austria leads from Tina Hermann. The gap 27 first to second, 53 points first to third. So for Janine, essentially, if she finishes in the top 3 or 4 spots, she will claim the Crystal Globe as the season's champion. The first time ever an Austrian woman will have managed that feat. Incidentally, Elena Nikitina, the track record holder at the Junior World Championships being held in Altenburg, Germany. There above the track is your World Cup points leader, Janine Flock, looking calm and relaxed this weekend.
Annie O'Shea of the United States. The weather, it's pretty warm. Track conditions. There's Barbara.
Olga Potylitsina, she'll be the last off here. There's Laura Dees. She'll be second off.
She's been flying at the start.
Yes, she has. So here is our start list. Tina Hermann, who was the World Cup leader up until a couple of races ago, heads us off. Laura Dees, Lizzy Arnold will follow her. And then Janine Flock, 6th on the ice. Maybe not the greatest draw, but it should be good enough for her to show her speed. 17 sliders in the field. And don't forget, tens of thousands of dollars in prize money as well. Tina Hermann of Germany is the first of our sliders on the ice. 27 points off the World Cup lead. If she wins here today, Janine Flock must be at least 3rd to claim the title. The 22-year-old gets off with a 5:16 start.
Well, the first person down in the bobsled races had huge advantage. First 2 or 3 sleds, the conditions of the track started to deteriorate. I don't know if that'll be the same in skeleton.
Teammates Jacqueline Lurling and Maxi Just of Germany were 1st and 2nd in the Junior Worlds today. Karina Meyer, the 19-year-old from Austria, took the bronze.
Tina Hermann, you told a great story. She started on the Europa Cup the same day as Lizzy Arnold and a couple other athletes.
That's the British girls. All the British girls started together the same day.
I think, wasn't Tina Hermann in that race too?
She might have been. She was the 2010 Junior World Champion, having a standout season this year.
No podiums, or 1 podium, and she was the World Cup leader for like 5 of the 7 weeks coming into this event. 58.39. That is 4,800 off the track record. So, you know, the second heat, it's going to get colder. The sun's dropped. A couple degrees, temperature change. They spritz this track. We could have a faster track second heat, and we could see the track record go down.
Well, Tina Hermann, World Cup rookie this season, and what a year she's had, as you said, bronze medal in Calgary.
Doesn't get great start times. She look at the ice fall away there, yeah.
Coming off the grooves as she goes
and
down it.
Her idol's Marion Dees. She was a great slider, not a very good starter, and she tries to pattern herself after Marion Dees. And she does a little bit better job at the start, but boy, doesn't have that gliding power yet of Marion Dees, but she's working on it.
She is. Marion here coaching as well. Laura Dees from Great Britain, the 26-year-old from Wrexham in Clwyd, made her debut in the Europa Cup, 3rd tier of sliding. Cesana in Italy in December 2010. Her teammates that day, Lizzy Arnold and Rose McGrandle, are her teammates still today.
Watch out for the start here. This girl has been powering off the block. This is an athlete, and her athletic background, equestrian. That's a first. 489 is the start record.
494. That's a good start from Laura Dees.
The only other athlete that'll challenge her is the Swiss.
Marina Gilardoni, she comes up 2 or 3 sleds time. Well, Laura said she never had trained in a gym until she started skeleton. That wasn't what she did with Equestrian. She just trained on the horse.
Yeah, a little different biomechanics here that deal with how you start the sled. Then you got to turn into a thrill seeker to come down the track at 80 miles an hour. Listen to the scratching.
3 tenths up, 2 tenths up now. The speed has gone away, and a big hit with the shoulder on the wall there is going to be painful and slow her down. It's going to be quite close at the bottom. 127 for the German girl, 124 for Laura Dees as she comes in just 0.08 of a second behind.
Well, we talked about Tina Hermann being a good glider and doesn't have a great start. Well, Laura Dees has got a great start and hasn't figured out the gliding yet, but, you know, she's new on the track like Tina Hermann, and, you know, between the two of them there, the start and the glide, you have a good combination. Matter of time before she figures it out. She's another newbie here, right?
Yep.
Start, well, this is an athlete here. You figure her, she's not a track and field background. When she told me she comes from equestrian, I went, wow. Well, this is a little bit different. Look at how low her head is. Her head's scratching across the ice there. She was
climbing
late
on the X of the corner as well. And that leaves her in a skid and hard into the wall.
Yeah, she knew that was coming. Look at her head coming. Look at the energy. As she gets weighed, they're going to weigh everybody's sled and athlete. Certain rules for that.
Well, 2 years ago, the Olympic tryout event was a regular World Cup race here for Lizzy Arnold, and so it is again. In between times, 365 days ago, she became the Olympic champion. Well, she's the first girl to use the left-hand groove as the athlete looks at it. And no dramas there, 5:02 getaway. 4 wins and a silver medal this season, won 6th position, and skipped the second race of the season in Calgary.
Quarter of a second lead already. This could be track record right here.
Good speed from Lizzy Arnold.
If she gets us out to 3,500 to the next clock, I think we're looking at track record. There's 36. Well, the next clock, she's 50 hundredths out. It's gold at the bottom of the track, which she had a gold last year at the Olympics, but she didn't, you know, she has the track record. It's her own track record.
She takes the hit on the wall that Laura Dees had, a little less significant. Speed still there, a couple of ping-pong slides.
It's going to be close. I don't think she's going to do it, though.
14 to 15.
Real
Speed
close.
not quite as high as Tina Hermann's either, 126 kilometers an hour.
300s from the track record.
Pretty close.
Pretty good.
Coach Eric
She lost a little time on the
bottom.
bottom. She was, you know, it was expansion of the lead all the way down the track, and then sort of nullified, I think, in curve 11, 12, 13, she started just being average.
Well, still working on putting it together this week.
Well, she does it all. The start isn't like her teammate, but she's got great velocity. And then down the track, this is where a couple little taps cost her the track record. But, I mean, she is the track record holder. And yeah, another weighing him in.
Weighing the sled, weighing the athlete. So far, Sophia Griebel, 24-year-old, 10th in the Winter Games a year ago. She was the Intercontinental champion the year after Vancouver. That's the second tier of sliding. Bavarian slider, 3 fourth places in the first 4 races of the season. Since then, though, 10th, 13th, 12th. She's just lost the mojo a little. See her breath in the air. You can see the temperature is dropping fast there in the start house, John.
Nice conversation with her the night. She was asking about the way we pronounce her name.
Well, she said, call me by my nickname. Everybody else does. 5:11 getaway, 900s behind Lizzy Arnold.
And Sofel is her nickname, which is a Bavarian. But, you know, this is another good young German slider. And again, once you crack that podium the first time, then the door is easier to open. She's been close, but as you said, Martin, she's just been in a little bit of a slump the last few weeks. Yep. It's a long season. But she's got to look forward to is the World Championships on her home track in Winterberg, one of her tracks.
4/10 behind. She's just slipping a little further away behind Lizzy Arnold and her teammate Tina Hermann.
Yeah, this looks like fourth, but second, third, and fourth, I think it'll be pretty close.
Yep.
Look at the speed. Wow, 78.7 miles an hour. 5,900s back.
58.53 slide. She won't be overjoyed with that. Only 900s behind Lizzy Arnold at the start and lost a further half second to the Olympic champion on the way down.
Wonder if the track's fallen away like it did in the bobsled races.
Well, we have seen that, and we've seen it in training as well. We can see the ice is really chipping away at the start.
Watch she loads here. Watch the ice break away. See that? Yeah. That's what I saw all week long. See those ice chips? I saw that when sleds came by me, and it was almost like broken glass, the noise coming down the track. Here we are in the third graveyard, uphill section, 15, 16. Boy, that's challenging.
Yeah, you drop 15 feet and go straight back up the other side of that little valley there. So big smile from Sophia Griebel. Next up, Marina Gilardoni. She raced in the Winter Games here last year. 18th place for her. Former junior world champion bobsleigh brakewoman. She was complaining about the hits on the wall in training. I said, you should have driven a bobsleigh. She said, oh, no. I did that once. She said, my visor missed it up at corner 2 in St. Moritz. I had no idea how I ever got down. She's happy with skeleton.
And just a good athlete here. She's always been the best starter until Laura Dees started challenging her the last couple of weeks. 491.
Sideways out of the groove there.
That's only 200 from the start record.
Yeah.
So this is the best start of the competition, but Marina's another one that's been knocking on that door. She's had a couple great finishes this year.
I think next year is going to be the year that she really starts to put it all together. She's had a 4th place finish, couple of 6th, 3 6th places and 8ths.
Yeah, last year she was double digits, this year single digits. Yeah. And, you know, just with this athleticism she brings to the first 50 meters, when she learns how to glide, she'll be a medal hope for Switzerland.
No big skids, but she's doing a lot of steering. The speed is just drifting away.
Hit. Yeah, big hit there. Well, this is her. This is what she does. I mean, she doesn't have that great glide, 44, but she's still hanging in there with a top 3. If she can get to the bottom quick enough right here.
Kind of wild at the bottom.
Boy, she lost some time on the bottom.
Yeah, 900s behind Laura Dees.
Her coach, former world champion, Austrian.
She's 900 behind Laura Dees. She's 300s behind Sophia Griebel. So already there is a 3-way battle that she'll need to sort out.
3rd, 4th, and 5th only separated by 900s.
Swiss flag on the front of the helmet, a marmot, one of the mountain rodents of Switzerland on the back.
A little late here, which means she's going to come over, take a hard hit over on the wall here. This is a hard hit. Look at the shoulder. Yeah. That's what she's talking about. Well, that was self-induced, you know, coming off there a little late. Pretty good here, though, in the finish straight away.
A straight line up to 17.
Climbs a little high there.
Yeah, and that means when she comes back up,
then this is where, remember we said she lost
the corner.
Lost a lot of time at the bottom. She watched it on the big screen. She knows.
Yeah, we're talking here less than a 10th of a second in steering. Well, next up is Janine Flock of Austria, 25-year-old from Innsbruck, the World Cup points leader. She is on the verge of real cementing of her performance here. She's got a Bromley sled, built in Sheffield, last year's European champion. She started skeleton age 13, and this year she took her first ever World Cup win, the first ever for an Austrian woman in skeleton.
Leads the World Cup Tour, as you say. She really needs to have a top 5 here to stay within reach of Lizzy Arnold, because Lizzy Arnold could steal this World Championship with missing one event.
It's going to be very close indeed, and the maths is too convoluted to go into.
Ooh, drift there, that wasn't good. Curve 4, 5, 6, the first of the 3.
Speed is strong there, only Lizzy Arnold quicker.
2600s down. Now
so she could bring this margin back.
I don't think she's going to bring it back. She's going to lose more time. But the question is,
127.2 to Arnold's 127.7.
still holding on to fourth. That's not good there, that drift. Now the uphill section. Ooh, look at the feet come out there. Yeah, she's lost more time. Looks like fifth.
Not
Sixth.
great speed at the bottom.
Now
that's right in the balance.
Right on, because if Lizzy Arnold wins and she finishes sixth or worse, I think it's
Lizzy Arnold is 53 points back. She'd get 225 for a win. You get 176 for sixth position, which would leave Janine just as the World Cup champion.
By a
seventh wouldn't do it.
She slips here too. Look at that. Look at her hands. Yeah, that had a lot to do with her run right there.
Yeah.
Look at the ice breakaway again.
And the other thing is, you know, when she's not loading like that and she makes that mistake, that's a sign of the nerves.
And then watch here. Watch when she comes in here. She's got a big skid going into 16. And watch her legs come up here on the left. She's got to steer to get around this curve.
Skids all
Lost
the way
a
from
lot of
14
time.
up to
That
15.
wasn't a World Cup title holder win right there.
Yeah. Nervous times indeed for Janine Flock of Austria. Not so much for Rose McGrandle of Great Britain, currently lying in 7th place in the World Cup rankings.
Yep.
But Rose, first ever World Cup podium last week. She took the European bronze medal in the makeup race from La Plana that was held in Eagles in Austria.
Another good athlete that the British have brought to the table.
Intercontinental Cup champion 2 seasons ago from Milton Keynes in Bucks.
Just concluded the World Cup ceremonies for 2 men for the season, and Melbartis won, Hefty second, Rico Peter, what a breakout year. We talked about what a great year he's had, and then he won the gold medal today, put himself from 5th to 3rd.
Nice tidy slide from Rose McGrandle. I don't think the track has quite got the speed for the first couple of sliders found from it, and Lizzy Arnold, who went off 3rd.
Oh,
this is good speed.
Yeah, she was high there. That's she got caught late in the next curve. But she didn't steer too much.
1900s back.
This is a top 3.
She's closing on Lizzy Arnold.
No.
She could end up ahead of Tina Hermann of Germany, who currently lies 2nd.
She's starting to fly.
This is a really fine run. What did we say last week?
Oh, out of control there. Wow.
3rd place by 200ths of a second behind Tina Hermann is Rose McGrandle. What did we say last week? We've been talking about it a couple of times. When she gets that first podium, it's going to unlock everything.
Yeah. She hit so hard in the finish. You know, she was all over the track on the bow and was flying.
Well, you want it loose.
She's okay.
Yeah.
Well, where do you want to pick up? Here? And watch how high she gets here. She has to come down. Then on the next curve.
That's a lot
watch
of
this
height
problem.
in
She has to
10.
go back up here. Centrifugal force brings her back up. Now watch the hit.
And this is
right
on
there,
to 11.
on 11, 12,
there.
and then she's now looking at this another
14,
uphill
15.
section. Bang! This is like
where she nearly
pinball
loses the
magic
vest.
here.
Goodness.
She is just all over the track, and she's got the 3rd best time. Wow!
She would have been within a 10th maybe of Lizzy Arnold if she hadn't had that massive hit at the bottom. Lizzy Arnold of Great Britain, the Olympic champion, leads from Tina Hermann of Germany, Rose McGrandle and Laura Dees, both in medal contention, as is Sophia Griebel. Well, as we might perhaps have anticipated, Lizzy Arnold has the lead in this first run, but John Morgan, the battle for 2nd place is going to be a humdinger. Tina Hermann in 2nd, 0.45 back, 1400s down to Sophia Griebel in 5th place. That's one tiny error from any of the girls in their 2nd run will win or lose them a medal.
And Rose McGrandle just played pinball wizard all over the bottom of the track. She might have been flying. That might have been a personal best time she's ever been down.
She would have been close to the track record and close to Lizzy Arnold, no question. She had so much speed at the bottom of the hill. Well, that was a really standout run until the last 2 or 3 corners from Rose. 17 sliders in the field. Marion Tissot in the yellow jacket.
Zach Lund, World Cup winner.
Slider, of course.
2007, I think World Championship medalist that year, too.
Olympic slider for the US. Getting a tweet saying, Zach, you're on TV. He knows there's a screen the size of a two-story building beside them there.
Look at these views.
Yeah.
Skiers, we're seeing a bunch of skiers come down the mountain now. Oh,
they're way up above the clouds. We're tucked in below them.
There's two of our, they weren't volunteers, they were hired guns last year running the office here at the track. There's a lot of volunteers that have come back. They're so enthused. I saw a few of them at the World Cup award ceremony for two-man and women. They're just so proud that they were involved.
And that's one of the things, actually, that you get the feeling when we came here in the pre-Olympic event, during the games, and since, everybody is so pleased and they just want to know, what do you think? Do you like the place? How much are you enjoying it? And actually, we're having a wonderful time here in Sochi without the stresses of the Olympic Games. It's just as entertaining. Final World Cup of the season, final World Cup of her career for Anja Huber-Selback, 2008 world champion, 4 times a European champion, and
she
a
had
former
to
loser.
She had to win one World Cup title at least.
Over 80 World Cups, and this is her very last one.
She medaled on this track 2 years ago at the pre-Olympic test. Look at the ice breakaway there again.
She was in the bronze medal position behind winner and second place from the USA, Noel Piker's Pace and Katie Uhlaender.
She's been a good recruiter, promoter of the sport. I hope the Germans find some way to keep her involved.
I can't imagine her staying away for long. Got married over the summer. She's lost none of her enthusiasm or her bubbly personality.
She was trying to help her young teammates out who hadn't been down the track much.
And her form is still so strong. She still knows all about getting the speed out of the ice.
When she came in 2006-07, she had the best start on tour. Now there's a lot of people matched her and got by her. She just says it's tough to compete with the young legs.
Well, that's what Alexander Tretyakov, the fastest starter in the men's field, tells us.
There's a good time. I know she was 6th all the way down the track.
300s behind Rose McGrandle. She is 500s off Tina Hermann, her teammate, in the silver medal position.
That's
she is
so close.
Right in contention.
1400s. Look at that. Look at that.
1400s now covers 6 sliders from 2nd down to 7th.
7th. Unbelievable. So she's got a
real
chance.
race on our hands.
This is up top. Look at her lean. She knows she's going to come over in this wall. Look at her try and lead her head. Look at her feet come out like a little bit of a rudder. She gets away from hitting the wall, so that's experience. Then now should come to the middle left of our screen to get on this properly. It looks like she gets out a little early.
Wriggles the hips just to get the sled under her the way she wants to set it up on the turn.
That wasn't too bad. That was pretty good.
Good run from Anja Huber-Selback. She lies in 4th position in a really close women's race. 9 starts now. First of 3 Canadian women. 35-year-old doctor, emergency room doctor Lynette Prediger, didn't start until a friend said, hey, let's go to the track in Calgary and have a slide. She was 27 years old then.
You know, you take your first ride on a bobsled. Look at the ice crystals come off there. Oh, she got some issues. You take your first ride in a bobsled or a skeleton and your life changes. You go back to the top and your family, your friends, and your career are on hold. Or you go to the parking lot and never do it again.
I think perhaps the standout for her this year, apart from competing on home ice in Calgary, was coming to San Moritz, the home of the sport. She finished 4th, not that far off the podium. Long tracks really work for her. She finds speed. Look at that, 88.7 kilometers an hour. That's as quick as Lizzy Arnold.
She's a good glider. And this is where gliders are successful in the bottom part of this track. She's 9th at the moment.
She's going to move up the order. Got great speed.
Good line there. Her feet come apart a little bit. Now she's still holding on to 9th. So she had a deficient start time.
125 kilometers an hour for Lynette Prediger at the line. 9th position in this first of our 2 runs.
Janine Flock's an 8th. So
yeah,
there's some people out there with the calculators starting to figure out.
Well, she's a 10th from where she needs to be, Janine Flock.
Yeah,
she needs to be in the top 6.
But she had a terrible run at the start. She had a terrible run all the way down the track.
This will make her even more nervous. There's Lynette Prediger, World Cup rookie this season.
Look at the ice crystals. Look at another. Every time we look at this. You know, there's different looking ice on this track. In Calgary, they use certain type of water. Look at her toe came out there to her rudder. But in Calgary, it's like a milky ice. In Berchtesgaden, oh, look how high she got there. Snuck through there, though, without an incident. But in Calgary, it's like a milky ice. In Berchtesgaden, Königssee, it's like a white ice. Here, last year, people were smelling like antifreeze in the water that they're putting on the ice. It's different.
Elizabeth Vathje, 20 years old, from Calgary in Canada. Bromley sled for her as well. She started, her dad took her to the track at age 14. Claimed her first ever World Cup win in her second ever start in Calgary. She's had 3 silver medals as well this year. What a performance.
Yeah, coming out of the blocks like she has. Was the leader in the World Cup at the Christmas break. And she is an excellent glider, so this might suit her style. But she said she's been struggling on the track.
She nearly won on her debut as well. Only Lizzy Arnold was able to keep her off the top step of the podium in the season opener in Lake Placid. So there's no question the Canadians have got a real talent on their hands here.
Listen for some scratching. Not really. This is, ooh, a little late there.
Speed is still good. She slipped away from 3rd at the start. She's in 4th place in that really tight knot of athletes.
Hard hit there.
Yeah, that could cost her a couple of spots, maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, she's
down
dropped
to
to
7th already.
That hit up there, I think it was exit of 10, 11. Oh, that was a little high there. That sled got away from her there, too. 8. Wasn't a good run. Charlie knows.
Two errors. She's 100th behind Marina Gilardoni. She's 400s behind Sophia Griebel. She's a 10th behind Laura Dees in 5th.
She's ahead of Janine Flock, though.
We're going to have 3/4 of the field covered by 0.2 of a second.
Okay, here's one hit. This wasn't bad. The hit down below is where it was really a problem.
Yeah, that's 4 to 5. Everybody's going to hit there in skeleton.
But here, this is hard. Watch her bounce off the sled here, I bet. Oh, there, up in the air.
Hit.
Not a lot of energy. You want that energy going forward, not up in the air or sideways.
Yeah, not bruising your shoulder and hips then. Down into the short wall, just like Lynette Prediger did. Almost hit it head on as she's rushing to the line. Well, there is Elizabeth Vathje. And from Russia, the 26-year-old from St. Petersburg, sports psychologist Maria Orlova. Now, we've talked about so many people having a breakout this season. She did it. She claimed her first ever World Cup win in Altenburg in Germany, something that has eluded her for a long while.
A lot of pressure on Maria to deliver the goods. The Russians didn't do so well in 2-man bob. They didn't do so well in 4-man bob. A lot of pressure on her and her male skeleton teammates to deliver.
A lot of pressure, but a lot of support as well. And a 4.99 getaway shows she knows she means business here.
Her teammate, Nikitina, is at the Junior World Championships. She medaled last year on the track in the Olympics. She's not here.
No, she failed to make it onto the podium in Altenburg as well. The Germans and the Austrians dominated the top 3. Nikitina was 4th.
So this is top 6 if she keeps this pace. She should know the track better. She was here in October, November sliding with there was 27 females competing in the Russian championships, 27 males also. Alexander Trechikov said, there's so many young kids coming in the Russian program, I can't keep up with it.
This is a really disappointing run from Maria Orlova. Well, she manages to salvage something. She's up to 6, and that pushes Janine Flock down to 10th place. It's now a 2-horse race, surely, between Tina Hermann and Lizzy Arnold.
What's for the World Cup crown? Herman's got to beat Arnold or not?
Yep. Well, she doesn't need to. There's 2:25 to 2:10, 15 points in it. So if they finish first and second, Tina Hermann will be World Cup champion. But Maria Orlova, big start from her, but the speed just dropped off all the way down the order. Canadian sider Joe Cicchini watching there on the exit of that corner all the way through this heat, trying to tidy up one of his mistakes from training.
She's not happy.
No, she looks very disappointed.
Oh, what do they say there? Sweep me off my feet. Happy
Well,
Valentine's.
it's the brooming, marvellous Jane Channell from North Vancouver. If you haven't seen it on the internet yet, or on the last leg last night on Channel 4, then you need to take a look at Jane Channell's incident with a broom in Eagles in Austria. It's gone viral. Former softball player from Simon Fraser University.
Good athlete.
North America's Cup 2 seasons ago. She was the champion.
Good take. Look at her arm. Like a sprinter. It's a good athlete here.
She's got great start speed.
Oh, drift. Good start, but she lost a lot of
498.
speed there in the drift. Look at the speed, 48.6.
Well, like all her teammates, the only time she's seen this track has been on television watching the Olympic Games. So this is trip number 7 down the ice for her. She's still trying to put the pieces of the jigsaw together. Just 500s off the lead, and that's what that start gives her.
87.3. I think the track's lost a little bit of its fast edge. 2500s back, so she's immediately went from 5 to 25. I think that's the track, because she hasn't really done much to hurt her chances here. She's now back in 8th.
Not too bad of a hit. And may have gone for a little bit of an aggressive runner setup, expecting the ice to be harder than it is. Yeah, 123, the last sled down. Maria Orlova, not a great run, was 126 there.
Well, I don't know if anybody else is going to improve. Maybe Olga Potylitsina, who goes last.
Yeah.
Vassilyeva, the other Russian, she goes second to last. She could have a chance to improve, but I got to believe the track, like in the bobsled competition, but in the second heat, it evens up. Look at that, huh?
Yeah. They shrugged it all off. Everybody is making broom and sweeping puns.
Good technique onto the sled. Arms back, tuck your chin down a little bit, and just take a little extreme ride, but a little drift there. That was costly. How hard did she hit over here? Not like your teammate, Elizabeth Vathje, who crushed the wall. They look at all the times.
Jane Channell in 11th place as Lizzy Arnold and Tina Hermann battle at the top of the pile. Tina Hermann leading a close pack in the battle for the medals. 27-year-old American Anne O'Shea, MBA student, works in the oil and gas industry. Reputed to have one of the most evil laughs in creation when she thinks something's funny.
Good start. Oh, toe out.
This is a good track for Americans 2 years ago in the tryout event.
Last year,
Biker's pace, she was the winner ahead of Katie Eulander, US 1-2.
and then they went 2nd and 4th at the Olympics. Eulander 4th, Noelle Piker's pace 2nd. Then she went and jumped in the crowd. Speed. Boy,
Speed's really low, 124 kilometers an hour.
Just
It's
don't
not
think
great
that
for
there's
Man
any
O'Shea.
edge. Ooh, tough little tap there. Annie, Port Jefferson, New York. Ooh, watch out here in the outlet. She might have another up high here and bang. Not bad.
Again, speed has gone away from the sled. Not really huge hits. A significant number of little ones, but maybe not enough to explain. She was only doing 76 miles an hour at the line.
Yeah, top speeds, but up 78, 79, so there'll be a second back. She was a couple kilometers down.
Well, we're now starting to see a little bit of what we saw in the bobsleigh race, which is your start number is your finish number.
Second heat, though, shakes a lot of that out of her. In a 480 race, it really shakes it up. Tough to figure out where she lost so much time. Pretty high there, down in 16. Then she's got to come up and deal with 17 now, coming on the wrong side. Look at her, she knows she's...
Offensive look from Annie O'Shea of the USA. 27-year-old Dutch slider Joska Le Cointre up next, comes from pole vault. She too has a new Bromley sled. She's been using it the last 3 or 4 races, and it's really started to turn her form around. She placed 7th on it in the first race on this new piece of kit, which was a big change from 18th the previous week.
That was her first top 10 finish of her career. Still the only top 10 finish. Well, that was on that track in Koninkse, right? And that's Koninkse's like the second Dutch track. Dutch have always done well on that track. Their first track is where we're going to go in a couple weeks for the World Championships in the Dutch Alps, Winterberg, Germany.
Let's see if she can post herself another top 10 result at the end of the first heat. Janine Flock of Austria, the World Cup points leader, is in 10th place, which is not good enough at the moment for her to claim the Crystal Globe. Our two closest rivals, Tina Hermann and Lizzy Arnold, lie 2nd and 1st respectively.
2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th are so close it's anybody's
this
game
is
there.
An insane second heat. In fact, down to 10th. It's very close. Lizzy Arnold just 4,500s clear of everyone else.
Yeah, this is
looking slide from Joska. You can hear the helmet on the ice a lot.
Boy, a lot of people going high in that exit of 17, the finish curve.
Joska again making her debut on this track.
I would say half the field, first time they've been in the competition. It's not pulling her arm like a track and field athlete straight ahead. It was going across. That's a technique somebody's got to help her out with. It's just like a sprinter. You want to pull your hand through the air. Here the slide. Not bad. Toe comes out. Thank God for Holland. Is that the song you're playing?
Sounds like something out of the movie Cabaret. Joska Le Cointre finishes her run in 13th place. Next up, Savannah Griebel of the USA, another World Cup rookie this season, 26-year-old. Sings to herself on the block, she says. A different song for every track. I wonder what she's chosen for this one. If she was our age, John, it'd be back in the USSR. I don't think perhaps she's quite that familiar with the Beatles back catalogue.
Savannah Griebel right here.
Grad student from Denver, Colorado. Best result of her season, 5th place in the opener in Lake Placid.
Hockey player, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Late 4-5, she's starting to look like a bobsledder there.
Well, everywhere in Europe, she's visiting tracks for the first time. That means she's on a really steep learning curve. It's been a tough old season.
Well, she is letting it fly half off the sled.
Well, if you are good with your steers and you let it fly, that gives you lots of speed. At the moment, she's 15th behind teammate Anne O'Shea. Speed at the bottom for Annie O'Shea, 122.9, 124.2, so a little quicker for Savannah Griebel, but she's still behind her.
15th all the way down the track.
Well, whatever the trials and tribulations of trying to learn a brand new track every week in 6 runs, which is on average just under 6 minutes of learning, she doesn't lose the smile.
A little late here, watch you climb, almost go out of view, and then crosses over and little off her sled, and that's rough.
That was less an exit and more a fall off the wall.
Yeah, that was a fall.
15th of our sliders in this first of 2 heats here in Sochi. 16th up is Svetlana Vassilyeva, 31-year-old. 11th in the Winter Games in Torino, 16th in the Winter Games in Vancouver, did not race in the Winter Games in Sochi.
Might be one of the most experienced athletes in the field.
Yeah. Despite which, disqualified in Calgary, she got to the start line, dropped her coat and realised she did not have the numbered race vest on they must all wear. She had to run back in the changing room, grab it from her bag, didn't make it before the clock countdown had gone to 0 for her start time.
5:10. Ooh, big steer on that first curve. You know, you just want to no steering. And like in bobsled, it's not the guy or girl who steers the most that wins. It's the person who steers the least.
See if she can find a little bit of
that's good there.
track form. This is
good
looking good so far. Speed isn't brilliant. 3 kilometers down on the fastest women so far.
She just lost a ton of time between those last 2 curves. Looking at our monitor.
Well, Coach Willi Schneider builds all the sleds for all the Russians, so he trains them and gives them the kit. I think he might be at a loss to explain where the speed is going away here.
I think he's got to talk to the ice meisters because the track needs a spritz. And they'll give it that between runs.
Yes, it will, but
that wasn't very good.
Talked to him a couple of weeks ago after the Russians had underperformed horribly in Austria. Said, so, you know, where's it all going wrong? And he said, you tell me. Willie, if I knew what was going wrong, I'd be coaching a Russian skeleton team and you'd be doing the TV commentary.
I've seen a few athletes have a problem in this curve. Tries to stay away from the wall.
Yeah, height late really throws you across the track and into the wall. It's a double tap. Ooh, 12 and 13, that little bendy straightaway.
Now into the finish curve, or the 16, look on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Look at her feet come out. Now she's got to climb, almost hit the lip. And that, you know, she's had problems there, and she just keeps coming. Watch her come up in the outlet, almost fall out. She's squeezed out of that.
So Vassilyeva in 16th place, and last on the ice in this first of 2 heats is Olga Potylitsina. Still just 25 years old. She took silver medal in the 2012 Junior World Championships. And this girl we thought was going to be unbelievable. She won her first ever World Cup race in December 2011 in Eagles. She has never looked like doing it since.
She break a leg?
Spark of genius went, yeah, she
broke a leg.
Hurt her ankle just before Christmas and tweeted, well, for me the season is over, but she was back within a few weeks.
Yeah, but she won that World Cup event in Eagles. We went, wow, the Russians got something here. But she had been there for the Europa Cup the week before.
Yeah, she won 3 races in 12 days or something on that Eagles track. But despite greater experience, she's not been able to replicate that form. It's a good-looking line, though.
Start time put her way back, and now the track conditions, she has no chance of moving up the leaderboard because of the start.
And maybe that's it. Maybe she's looking tidier because the runners are just getting more purchase on the ice, and more purchase comes from more friction. 1.3 seconds back. This is
She'll
shocking.
be the first one. No, she brought it back a little bit on the bottom.
Squeezed out Vassilyeva. She was 5 kilometers an hour quicker than Vassilyeva in the finish corner, and that's what allowed her to finish 1400s in front of her teammate.
She's tied with Savannah Griebel.
Tied with Savannah Griebel. That's a Russian World Cup athlete who's been in their team since 2010, tied with an American who's never seen the track.
Called broken ankle. That's what that's called. Look at her. Man, what if that's the ankle? That left ankle, what if that's the ankle she broke?
She started 500 slower only than Savannah Griebel, and she's got 4 years more experience on the ice.
Doesn't look like she's even running, even walking properly.
Whatever else happens, Lizzy Arnold has shown the world that 12 months since her Olympic gold medal winning run, she is still the girl that they're going to have to beat to win here in Sochi.
A lot of money on the line here. Remember, $8,000 cash. Then the World Cup. There's a bunch of money, 20, 25 grand for the World Cup win, too. So a lot of money going on here in the second run.
Well, she is in the catbird seat, 4,500s clear of Tina Hermann of Germany in second spot. Hermann 200s in front of Rose McGrandle, 500s in front of Anja Huber, and so on down the order. It's insanely close. Lizzy Arnold is striding away, but from Tina Hermann in second on down to Elizabeth Vathje in ninth, that's not even 0.2 of a second. Second to ninth, that's 8 athletes, and it's just as tight below.
Well, the next leaderboard we're going to see here, where is the World Cup leader? She's in 10th place.
In 10th.
She needs to get up into 6th. She needs to move up 4 spots. I think that's going to be difficult.
She needs the ice to deteriorate unbelievably badly after she goes, and I don't see that happening. That's the first of our 2 heats, the finale of the Women's Skeleton World Cup here in Sochi. Stay with us as the action continues. They'll be back on track at 6:30 local time, 3:30 GMT. Join us then as we decide the final winner of the season.